Welcome to Focus on Suppliers, brought to you by 8th and Walton. It's always a pleasure to see our next guest because this guy does a great job of keeping me out of trouble on a weekly basis. It is Mr. Richard Levin, back from Hall Estill Attorneys at Law. Always great to see you, sir.
Glad to be here again.
With all the industry professionals that you're working with all the time, what seems to be the big hot topic right now?
I think that most people are asking about social media. I think they're asking about the issues that come up in the workplace, and that's one of the topics that we're dealing with. One of the difficulties that you deal with when you deal with social media is one of the problems that we all have, and that is memory. I'm losing it. The world never loses it when it comes to the social media problem. That is something that is simply there forever. So I would say to someone, remember when you're involved in social media that in fact what you're doing is creating some type of memorialized picture of what you're saying or what you're doing.
Well, I want to ask you this in the eyes of the law and as far as my employment, what we've seen recently, not only in entertainment, but in politics and in academia, are people that are being held accountable, being even terminated for things that they put out on social media over a decade ago. In the eyes of the law, can I be terminated for what I did in the past?
Being an attorney, I'm going to give you an absolute answer, sort of.
Sort of.
It really depends on your contract that you have. And if you have a contract for employment with your employer, then there probably is some provision in that contract for the termination of an employee based upon your conduct, which would include social media. If there is, then absolutely that employer has the right to be able to terminate you. So it depends on the terms of the contract. Go back and read the terms that are in there. If you don't have one, then Arkansas is an at-will state, which means that the termination of employee can happen at any time that the employer decides. There really doesn't have to be a reason, a cause. There doesn't have to be any specific reason given to you. The employer at any time during your employment has the right to be able to let you go and doesn't even have to offer to you the reason why they're letting you be terminated.
All right. Now, we were talking a little bit off camera about opportunity zones. I wanted to make sure that anyone watching understands this because it's very exciting. Can you clue us in on what opportunity zones are?
You bet. There's a new law that came into effect in December of 2017, which a number of attorneys, businessmen, people who are involved in the industry have become extremely excited about because we now have a law that in effect gives the businessman the right to be able to avoid total tax liability for a gain that they may have had. Now, I know that some of your listeners and some of the people watching this have heard of 1031s.
Sure.
But a 1031 did not avoid the tax, it simply deferred it. This allows you to be able to make an investment from a gain that you had on anything, stock, personal property, real property, no matter sale of a business, no matter what it was, to take that gain that you made, invest it in a property within an opportunity zone, and actually not have to pay any tax at all if in fact it stays invested for a 10-year period.
We got our money's worth today. I'm so glad that you're here. Richard Levin, always great to see you, sir. Please come back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Ready to take your next step in your journey with Walmart? Contact us at help@8thandwalton.com.